Hello and welcome to Algorithmic Matters. Insights for financial services leaders who want to enhance fairness and accuracy in their use of data, algorithms, and AI. I'm your host, Yusuf Mullah. Hi. I know I haven't published one of these for some time as a podcast, but it's just been a busy year and I've decided to do that with a bit more frequency going forward. In the meantime, I'm going to do some catch up for quite a few articles that I've published over the last year. This last podcast episode was around February or so. And so there'll be a few for the next little while that are slightly older articles. And then the newer ones, hopefully with a better cadence from there going forward. So this particular one is titled Algorithmic System Integrity, Explainability, Explainability. And this is part one of that. The too long didn't read version of it is 3 points. So the first is why explainability matters, and that is because it builds trust, is needed to meet compliance obligations, and can help identify errors faster. The second, the key challenges, there are complex algorithms, intricate workflows, and privacy concerns, and then making explanations understandable for all stakeholders. And what's next from here, which at the time was future articles and now are published articles, that explore practical solutions to these challenges. So here we go. We need algorithmic systems that people can trust, the ability to explain how algorithms work, or in other words, explainability, can help build that trust. When an AI denies a loan or flags a claim, many people, including customers, regulators, and employees, need to know why. So this is part one of a series of 6 articles that explore this aspect of algorithmic system integrity. In this article, in this episode, we discuss why it matters and what some of the challenges are. And then, as I said, future articles cover potential solutions to each of the challenges. Why explainability matters? Well, there's 3 key points. The first of those is customer trust. So the absence of explanations can create frustration with customers. Clear reasons help customers accept outcomes, reduce complaints, and improve trust. The second is legal compliance. So new rules require financial services organizations to explain automated decisions. There may even be fines for non-compliance. And then finally, better decisions. When our staff understand how an algorithmic system works and how decisions are made, they can catch errors faster. However, achieving explainability in complex algorithms, especially those using AI or machine learning, presents some unique challenges. So here are the 4 key challenges to explainability. The first is complex algorithms. So advanced AI models can produce more accurate results than simpler models, but they often operate as black boxes. The internal decision-making process is opaque, and this makes it difficult to trace how inputs lead to specific outputs. So this is the first one, complex algorithms. The second challenge is complicated processes. So algorithmic FS systems often involve intricate workflows, combining multiple data sources and transformations. Consider how much work was involved in unpacking data flows for capital adequacy projects, Basel or solvency, and the resulting spaghetti. These are both wide, so many systems within the flow, and deep. There are multiple data elements or variables. Some of these data flows cross over with credit scoring processes, pricing models, and claims flows, so the same complications apply. Data lineage was enough of a headache with simple algorithms, and now the flows include more complex algorithms and external data sources. So that's complicated processes, the second challenge. The third challenge is privacy and confidentiality. Providing detailed explanations of AI decisions might risk exposing sensitive customer information. It can reveal proprietary algorithms. In the case of fraud systems, we often don't want to reveal how exactly we identify potential fraud. This knowledge can be used by bad actors to beat the system. So that's the third challenge, privacy and confidentiality. And then the fourth, in this list anyway, is human interpretability. Ensuring that explanations are not only technically accurate, but also understandable to various parties, including technical people and non-technical stakeholders like customers and regulators. Technical people need technical explanations, perhaps with some translation from system field names to more meaningful names. And then non-technical people need plain language explanations. This is not always easy to achieve when the starting point is a complex mathematical concept. And converting to plain language can mean that important context is lost. So those are the four challenges. Again, complex algorithms, complicated processes, privacy and confidentiality, and then human interpretability. And the next episode in this series will address the first challenge, that is complexity, with some potential solutions. That's the end of this article. As I said, the next article will address the first challenge, and hopefully we'll have these articles. There'll be quite a few coming up to catch up on essentially what are almost a year or 11 months worth of articles, 10, 11 months worth of articles. So I'll have a few of these coming out over the next little while. And then hopefully, as I said, the plan is to do the remainder, so any new articles that come out with a bit better frequency than I have been doing over the last year. So apologies for that, but let's fix that. Thanks for listening.